Now, live, it's ABC 3340 News at 6.
The story of Thanksgiving tornadoes. Tonight, at least 2 people are dead and more than a dozen are hurt. There is devastation in the town of Haleyville. Businesses all over town are torn apart. In Argo, the winds rip the roof off this church and sends the steeple into the parking lot. In Trussville, trees tumble into homes. Good evening, everyone. I'm Valerie Carter, and thanks for joining us for this special edition of ABC 3340 News at 6. The last of the tornado warnings cleared out of the area just a few minutes ago, but there are incredible pictures and heartbreaking stories from one end of the state to the other tonight. Perhaps none is worse than the tornado that leveled a home in Lamar County, killing a mother and a daughter. The coroner says 42-year-old Aletha Dove and 63-year-old Thelma Campbell died in the house in the town of Kennedy. A third person made it out alive. There were 11 injuries in the town of Haleyville, another 5 around Aniana in Blount County. An 8-year-old boy was injured in a mobile home in Sylacauga. There were 10 other injuries in Sylacauga, including 2 victims in critical condition. Some 30 homes in Etowah County were damaged, many of them in the town of Altoona. 12 cities were damaged in downtown Pell City. Trussville, Springville, and Fayette also suffered serious damage. The town of Haleyville in Winston County took a direct hit from this storm. There is massive damage along with a number of injuries, and devastation is being felt throughout this small community. ABC 3340's Chris Osborne is live in Haleyville. And Chris, how much warning did these people have about this storm?
Residents in Haleyville say that it has been totally destroyed. Crews are working feverishly to try to get power in this area, but as of right now, the power is still out. Now, officials did tell me that 12 people were hurt during this tornado. 11 of those people were taken to local hospitals, and 1 person was transported to a Birmingham hospital where they're in critical condition.
Confirmation of these, but we now have law enforcement officials.
This home video shows the tornado that passed through Nauvoo and slammed into the city of Haleyville. Buildings like this church, with only the bathroom left standing, are signs of the path of destruction.
The auto parts store is completely gone. The fan belts were still hanging there, yet the building completely exploded.
We had to climb out through the front door, the glass broke, to get out.
Residents say there was just no warning.
I didn't have time to think. This happened in a second.
So I was going out, and then when I pushed the door up again, as I started to go out, it pushed me back. So the wind was so strong, I bet it was probably 80-mile-an-hour winds, you know.
Many of the buildings in the downtown area that were not destroyed suffered heavy damage. This truck was parked a block away from where it now sits against a pole.
Our main concern was the safety of the people, and once we got them out, we took a tour of what had happened, and I'm sure you've seen, we've had total devastation in the downtown mall.
It was just an experience.
Are you thankful?
I thank God that I'm alive.
EMA officials said that there were about 50 homes that sustained some light damage, but also 50 buildings that were totally destroyed in the downtown area. Now, they do say that they have, and I talked to the mayor, and he requested that the National Guard come in and provide some help. So we'll update you to see if that will actually happen in downtown Haleyville. I'm Chris Osborne, ABC 3340.
All right, Chris, some incredible pictures tonight. Well, the heart of many communities is the church. It holds people together in good times and, of course, in times of tragedy. All over Haleyville, the spiritual heart has been hit, as well as the people who live there. ABC 3340's Kimberly Osias joins us with a look at a more personal look at the people of that community. Kimberly?
Valerie, of course, the heart of any community really is its people. And here in Haleyville, of course, they're all banding together. Everybody's trying to do whatever they can to help out. And you can see behind me there are some of the state troopers that have been out here for hours helping to direct traffic, pick up debris. And it's not just EMA officials and state troopers, although they are doing an amazing job. A lot of regular, everyday residents have been out here also for hours doing whatever they can to help out. But, you know, a lot of these folks have lived here their entire lives, and some of these longtime landmarks are very, very important, have been here forever, as long as they have, their whole lives, they say. You can see behind me the outline of one of the old bank buildings here. Now, that, of course, has been severely damaged. About 50 of these buildings have been very, very, very damaged. Walls structurally caving in and rooftops coming apart. And a lot of these folks said they just absolutely stood there today in shock and disbelief as they watched these landmarks come tumbling down.
and we had no warning. It started raining really hard, and then my husband said the rain's too hard, and about that time we saw sheet metal flying past our windows.
Melissa Poole has lived in Haleyville her whole life. In seconds, she saw her city, her post office, her church get hit by the wrath of Mother Nature.
It's the strangest thing. I mean, it's fast. It happens so fast. And
First Baptist has been a beacon of hope since the early 1900s.
It's devastating, especially when you realize how old the church is.
Today, a white cloth flies in the face of angry winds, a visible sign of man's submission to a higher power.
And they know the church is the people. This is the meeting house.
Reese barely hung, now ripped away. Structural parts of the building gone now too.
it tore the steeple up, but the roof is falling in because it's got holes in it, and it's getting the insulation really wet, and the insulation is falling into the roof.
Now, First Baptist will not be holding their services there for several Sundays. And as I mentioned, people are truly coming together already. Several churches that are okay, their sanctuaries have not been damaged, have already offered to hold services in their church for however long is needed. But for tomorrow, that service will be held at Haleyville Elementary School. Reporting live from Haleyville, Kimberly, Osias, ABC 3340.
Valerie, when we were making our way up here on Interstate 59, it was a crawl. That's because about a mile behind me is where the tornado actually crossed over the interstate and sort of bounced around up the road for about a mile. Of course, in its path, it knocked down trees that we had to get around, and emergency crews had to too, as they responded to places like the Central Baptist Church in Argo. Take a look at some of this video. You can see that chunks of the roof were torn off all the way around that building. Also, the steeple at the top was also ripped off. Take a look. We put this on the story for you. This is what's left of the church. Here are the unhurt people, and believe it or not, over there is the steeple.
It's ruined. This end of the building is gone, this end is gone, and there's water pouring in. All the ceilings are messed up.
Only a few months old, the addition at Central Baptist Church is now gone. Neighbors watched as the tornado tore through the cemetery across the street and then through their place of worship.
And we heard the roar, and we saw it ride the ridge all the way across, and then the heavy rain started.
But again, everyone out here said that they were grateful because there was no service going on today. And of course, they do plan to rebuild. Actually, earlier this evening when we were there, they were getting some lights together to put them up to start piecing it all back together. No word yet on where they're going to have their service tomorrow. Live along Interstate 59, Tiffany Craig, ABC 3340.
Blount County.
Val, the man caught in the path of that storm is okay. I can tell you here in this area, the damage is pretty sporadic, caused not only by a tornado, but straight line winds as well. Mother Nature's fury does not take holidays. In Trussville, she took down trees on the campus of Hewitt-Trussville Middle School and cut a path through Steve LaFoy's property.
We could see it out across the pasture, and then it was like then it came up around the house, and then that's when, we decided to go to the basement. Only to come out and see this. The Steele family arrived at Magnolia and North Chalkville to find the top of a tree now in this house.
Bed's covered with insulation a foot thick, and it's a mess.
But while Mother Nature does not take holidays, Alabamians remain in the holiday spirit. Neighbors helping neighbors in their time of need. Did you even know the man who gave you the plastic?
No. To reinforce the great neighbors out here. We knew that to start with, but they've proven it today.
Unfortunately, that man's mother was not at home, and I can tell you there are a whole lot of people around here who are pretty thankful because they know it could have been worse. We're live in Trussville, Kevyn Stewart, ABC 3340.
Some pretty incredible stories. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Chief Meteorologist James Spann has been on top of the storm since early this morning. He joins us now with a look at what's happening at this hour. James, what can you tell us?
Hey, Valerie, from our office, the news is generally good. We'll start with our live pinpoint Doppler weather radar. There is only one county in the state still under a tornado warning, and it is Randolph. For this storm, very close to Wadowee, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. That storm will be in Georgia in about 25 or 30 minutes. So again, in Randolph County, a tornado warning, a possible tornado near Wadowee, moving northeast at 45 to 50 miles per hour. There are other storms out there, including one strong one now north and northwest of downtown Birmingham, but they are not considered severe. Check out the regional radar. This is about it. You can see this long line of showers and thunderstorms beginning to exit the state. The rain is ended now in northwest Alabama. It is dry back in Tennessee and North Mississippi. And the good news, we'll have